Could see some storms tonight. Meteorologist Kalee, Dionne telling me right now, though, we're worried about the temperatures, and you don't even need a jacket out there right now.
Yeah, so we're waiting for that cold front to arrive that's going to bring in that chance for rain. We are going to time that out. But ahead of that, I mean, it is warm and windy for folks that you may be having in from somewhere cold. They're going to love this because we're talking temperatures more than 10 degrees above normal today. So it's going to be a real warm out there. Look at these temps out there at this point. We've got 64 degrees in Dallas right now, 68 in Fort Worth, 70 in Corsicana, 64 in McKinney, and 67 in Denton. Winds are pumping in that warm air out of the south, but it is windy, so just keep that in mind. That's going to be another big story for us. Don't think it's going to help cause any real big delays for you out on the roadways or out in the if you're heading out to the airport, but it is something that's going to be a big talker with winds sustained up to 20 miles per hour. Gusts could reach up to 30 as we go through the day today. Check this out. We're going to look at those winds. Tonight, 25 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts. It relaxes a little bit, but then here comes that front we were talking about that's going to bring that chance for rain. Those winds will then kick up again once that front moves through, anywhere from about 25 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts through the day on Thanksgiving. The difference will be it's out of the other direction. It's out of the north, so it's going to be a much cooler day, chilly, blustery, I guess you could say, but it's great out there. 73 degrees at Dallas Baptist University, wind gusts at 31, 64 in downtown Dallas. If we look at the rain coverage that comes along with that front that will move through later tonight, here's a look at the coverage hour by hour. 10% in coverage at 7 o'clock, jumping to 20% by 9. The main time frame is going to be between midnight and 4 o'clock in the morning. This is good news to Shara because most of us will be sleeping and it will not have as big of an impact if it was later in the day.
Sound like some good sleeping weather, Kalee.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll take that in. Yeah, you always tracking numbers and forecasts and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we leave it up to you. I know traveling, a lot of folks are going to be hitting the skies, hitting the roads. Will weather impact any of that?
So with the last couple days, I've been very just positive. Okay, it's not going to be a big deal. But today we start to transition. We have a cold front on the way.
Sure.
We're going to talk about how that may or may not impact you. It could be a lot worse, but we do need to track it for you. Taking a live look at Love Field right now, the big story is going to be, look at the camera, shaking back and forth because we've got wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. It was showing up a few minutes ago. Sometimes it comes in and out. So 31 mile per hour wind gusts at Love Field, 64 degrees out there. Look at DFW Airport, windy there as well, 66 degrees. Temperatures around North Texas, because of those strong south winds, will continue to warm. So it is going to be overall a really nice late November day in regards to temperatures. Now we're seeing mainly cloudy skies, sun peeking through here and there, but still going to warm up. Fort Worth, 68, 70 in Corsicana, 69 in Hillsborough, and 64 in McKinney. If we look at the hour by hour as we move forward through the day, you'll see that we are going to continue to climb well above normal. Normal is 64 degrees for today. So we're going to be more than 10 degrees above normal as we go into the afternoon. Then we're going to see those temperatures fall. We put the caution bar on there. It's going to be late in the evening. Let's say you work today, you're not going to get out on the roadways till later. Depending on where you're driving through, you may run into some showers and a few embedded thunderstorms. So we'll look at our time cast here. You can see as early as 5 o'clock, a few showers out ahead of the front, possible in East Texas. As we move forward into the 10 o'clock hour, you look at here, you may see a few scattered showers from the eastern parts of DFW moving east. Then the cold front actually arrives, a line of showers and thunderstorms possible as that moves through, mainly after midnight through about, I would say 6 o'clock in the morning. Here's 3 o'clock stretching from Dallas all the way up to the Red River into Oklahoma, and then that line out ahead of the main cold front that will be moving through Palestine to Gilmer, Tyler, those locations through about 4 o'clock. All of this moisture is going to continue to push to the east, but it'll be lingering through 6 o'clock. If you're traveling north and west at this point, you're good. It's just if you're traveling south and east, you'll still run into some precipitation at least through the lunch hour, but the rain will stop for DFW as early as 7 o'clock in the morning. Then behind it's going to be a mix of sun and clouds, cool, breezy, but rain-wise, it's not going to really amount to much or slow us down much. 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch of rain for DFW total tonight through Thursday morning. 1/4 of an inch to about a little over an inch possible farther southeast you go. Coming up in the next half hour, we are going to talk about the back end of travel as you go back home over the weekend. That's coming up in the next half hour. But going back over the forecast today, mostly cloudy skies. You can see that we do have sun sun peeking through here and there, but clouds will win out as we move forward. It's a chance for sprinkles and a light shower later in the afternoon. 75 degrees as the high temperature. Tonight, temperatures staying in the lower 50s out there, 51. I do have our precipitation going up to 60 to 80%. South winds switching to the north once that front moves through after midnight. So then it's really the story of the big drop in temperatures between Wednesday and Thursday, staying pretty chilly as we go into the afternoon. We'll use that on Thursday. We will see some sunshine by the time the day wraps up on Thanksgiving. Dry and a little bit warmer as we go into Friday. We are watching a system that's going to move into central Texas. We'll talk more about this coming up when I see you in a few minutes. Shara?
Kalee, I tell you what, that rain overnight, especially if you're not driving, not bad. All that cooking, you might be tired. You can sleep real good.
It'll be nice.
Exactly. All right, you guys, the airport's weather right now not causing an issue for flights.
No, I mean, we have some really gusty winds, but we're not seeing any delays out of that. The storm system really is not as potent as it could be this time of year, which is good news. The timing of it when it's moving in, we don't have a lot of moisture to work with, but we do have some rain that we got to talk about. So let's go ahead. God bless you. Love Field, 64 degrees. You can see that it's kind of shaking a little bit. That's because we have wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour throughout the day. That's going to be area wide, so that's for all of North Texas. So DFW Airport is going to be exactly the same thing. Hey, good luck. There they go. 66 degrees at DFW Airport right now. Temperatures right now range anywhere from the mid 60s to the lower 70s. So we've got 71 currently in Hillsboro, 73 in Breckenridge, 67 in Decatur, 69 in Greenville, and 69 in Sulphur Springs. Now, as we move forward through the rest of the afternoon, we're still going to climb. We're going to see, despite the cloud cover out there, temperatures reach well above normal, about 75 degrees, which is 11 degrees above normal for today. So a fantastic afternoon. The front arrives overnight. Ahead of that front, more clouds and a chance for some light rain is possible. So once we get into about the 7 o'clock hour, depending on where you are, you're going to have to watch out. Here's a look at what I'm talking about. Through the next several hours, really nothing but mix of clouds and a little bit of sun through. A few sprinkles and a light shower possible in East Texas as we go into about the 5 o'clock hour. It becomes a little bit more, the coverage goes up a little bit from Dallas, Fort Worth to the south and east as we get into the 10 o'clock hour tonight. But again, the main show doesn't arrive until after midnight. And really, it's not going to be a blanket of rainfall the whole night. Some embedded thunderstorms possible from really the 35 corridor south and east. That's it. If you're back to the northwest, you're not going to see much out of this at all. Front pushes through. Here's 3 o'clock in the morning. You can see it stretching from Dallas all the way up to the Red River, and then another line off to the southeast toward Tyler, Palestine, and Linden. Now, 5 o'clock in the morning, you're starting to clear out here in parts of DFW. Then that front continues to push any moisture to the southeast. So let's say you want to get up early, you want to drive down, you're going toward Houston. As you get up in the morning, you're going to run into the rain as you move south and east, but it's going to be moving out pretty quick for them as well. So by 10 o'clock, boom, you're good for that drive down to Houston. If you look here at 10 o'clock in the evening, we're cool, we're breezy, we have some clouds around, and the big change is going to be the temperatures. So today we're talking 75. Your Thanksgiving forecast, we're talking 57. That's as warm as it's going to get, and it's going to be windy. North winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, and again, a 10% chance of coverage for the chance of rain. That's, again, before 10 o'clock in the morning. Here's 7 o'clock on Friday. I want to talk about another storm system. There's a lot of discrepancies in the models. We're going to watch how this evolves, but it's going to be a complex of rainfall that develops in Mexico and pushes to the north and to the east throughout the day Saturday. So Saturday, cloud cover over the top of us. Let's get through the day. The evening, that moisture could trigger a few showers for us as we go into Saturday night and Sunday morning. So I have about 20% in coverage for this. It looks like the bulk of this is going to stay south of North Texas, but it's something to keep in mind. We'll look at that more on the 10-day forecast here in just a second, but that will keep our temperatures a little bit cooler on Saturday with that blanket of cloud cover. But today, nothing cool about that. 75 degrees, few sprinkles, warm, rain chances go up late tonight. Overnight, we're looking at about 51 degrees, 80% in coverage for the chance of rain as we go overnight. And then as we move forward into Thursday, 20% in coverage, again, before 7 o'clock. Here's the weekend forecast. Here's that quick chance for rain. Overall, temperatures are slightly above normal through the weekend. They'll stay dry and will stay nice as we go into the beginning of December. We're talking above normal temperatures and very quiet conditions all the way through the entirety of next week. We'll be right back. This is really the perfect timing for a line of showers and even thunderstorms to come through. We're not talking about severe weather. The only problem it's going to cause is, I would say, if you're getting up at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to head south and east throughout the state, you're going to have to give yourself extra time. That's going to be the big issue. Also, the drop in temperatures. So don't expect it to be as nice tomorrow afternoon as it is today. It's definitely one of those days you're going to want to sit in, watch football, whatever you want to do. It's arriving tonight. So you can see, if we look out there, it's 75 degrees out there right now. Morgan, I want you to run outside and enjoy this while you can. Go out there for a second.
She has to work.
Okay, but we can take a break. I'm talking for the next couple minutes. 23-mile-per-hour wind gusts out there right now. It is breezy out there at this point. So that's our big story ahead of this front that moves in. I want you to check your flights. If you're flying out of Love Field this evening, it's 25-minute delays. Those are not for weather, at least here, but who knows what they're for at this point. But just keep that in mind. If you look here at our satellite and radar, cloud cover blanketing the area, but no rain yet. So we are going to see those temperatures and those clouds stick around, and it will stay very, very mild. The cold front still well off to the north and west of us. Now that will move in after midnight tonight. So here's a quick look at your Thanksgiving forecast. What a difference a day makes. I mean, we're almost talking a 20-degree difference in temperature from this afternoon as temperatures struggle to get out of the 50s. So Morgan, this is what I'm talking about. We'll discuss this in more detail. We'll time out the rain for you, and that's all coming up in a few minutes.
All right, I am going to try to make that trip outside during the commercial break. Kalee, thank you.
Let's go ahead and get to everything you need to know. We are going to check in at Love Field. Our DFW camera's out. I don't know why that is, so I can't really check in on DFW, but 25-minute delays at Love Field right now. I do not think that has anything to do with weather. 23-mile-per-hour winds. We've had these gusty winds throughout the day. 75 is what our temperature is, and that is all of this warming ahead of this frontal boundary that's going to move in. But the main story with this is going to be, when does that rain arrive, right? 10 o'clock at night tonight, you can start to see a few of these showers and embedded thunderstorms that start to fire up. Mainly this is going to happen, folks, along and east of I-35. So if you're west, you may see a few clouds. If you're northwest, you may get a sprinkle. But for the most part, any rain is going to stay to the east. Here comes that cold front. We're going to go into the overnight hours. A few more showers and thunderstorms develop and kind of elongate out of Oklahoma. This is going to be after midnight at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Then it's going to continue to slide to the south. Here's 2 o'clock in the morning. Seeing some rainfall from Dallas-Fort Worth up toward the Red River, and then continues to make its way to the south and east. So if you're getting up really early before the sun tomorrow morning to get on the road to head down to Houston, this is what you're going to be driving through, because it's all going to be moving with you. So you may want to wait a few hours, maybe wait until about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning and get on the road, because then you're going to be fine. You're going to be well behind that line of showers and a few thunderstorms. Completely out of DFW by the time we get in about 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we're just clearing out those clouds and feeling that totally different air mass settle in as we go into the afternoon. So here's a look at where we're at right now. We've got 75 degrees in Dallas, 77 in Mineral Wells, 73 in Archer City. We've got temperatures off to the east, Canton 72, Sulphur Springs 72, and Paris at 70. Here's where we are by tomorrow morning. We are going to see two different air masses making their way in or out of North Texas. So the warmer air moving out, so southeastern edge still in the 60s, a DFW in the lower 50s, and then mid 40s up to the north and west where that colder air is. So if we watch that cold front push to the southeast, here's 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. We're going to see those temperatures on the brink of 60 degrees. I do think this model's a little bit too warm. I think we're going to stay in the upper 50s through the afternoon. And then look at this. This is Friday morning at 7 o'clock. Those of you that are going to get up early, go shopping, you better dress warm, because we're going to see those temperatures anywhere from the low to mid 30s for locations across North Texas. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a few upper 20s. So patchy frost possible out of that as we move into Friday. Friday also, you'll see a little bit more cloud cover push in Friday night, and then we have to talk about this coming up in the next half hour. This could be a problem for you as you head to wherever you're going Saturday. If you're visiting or if you are going to be leaving today and coming back Saturday, we're going to have to watch for some rain on Saturday as well. We'll get to that in the next half hour, but right now, tonight's forecast, 50 degrees, windy, Winds out of the south first. Once that cold front moves through, it's out of the north. And then 57 degrees as we go into the afternoon hours tomorrow. 20% coverage for the chance for rain. Again, that's going to be in the morning. Big story, though, will be the temperature change from today to tomorrow. It is going to be a shocker for you. So then as we go into the weekend, it moderates. Beautiful weekend on tap despite the chance for some rain. That's mainly going to be Saturday late afternoon going into the evening hours, and then we'll dry up for Sunday. Look at the next week as we go into the last few days of November and the beginning of December. Above normal temperatures, quiet, no big storm systems to talk about.
All right, Kalee, thank you.
Beat the rain too, which you don't really need to do. You don't need to go right now. You have several hours until this rain arrives. I mean, I'm talking like most of you are going to be sleeping by the time it arrives. Here's a look at Dallas Baptist University right now. It is 78 degrees ahead of this front that's going to move through later on. 78. Downtown Dallas, 75. It is windy, winds out of the south pumping in that warm air, gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour out there. Now we're seeing peaks of sunshine out there, but overall it's mostly cloudy out there to wrap up this Wednesday. If you look here on radar, nothing showing up right now, but there's going to be a chance of a few sprinkles or a light shower here and there once we get into really after about 6, 7 o'clock tonight in parts of the area. I'm talking less than 10% in coverage. Now, if you look here, the other side of this is going to be the temperature change, because where we're at now is just more than 10 degrees above normal, and we're going to end up about 20 degrees cooler tomorrow afternoon in many locations. So here's a quick look at that Thanksgiving forecast. 57 degrees in the afternoon. Early morning rain ends, windy and cooler. Between now and then, of course, is that chance for rain. So let's time that out for you hour by hour here. 10% in coverage at about 7 o'clock, 20% in coverage at 9 o'clock, jumping up to 50% in coverage at 2 o'clock, and then our highest coverage, which I have for 60% in coverage at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then it drops off a lot as we go into the right around 7 to 10 o'clock time frame. We will, of course, talk more about this and your weekend forecast that does have more rain that's coming up.
All right, Kalee.
GoFundMe is starting
with your
now.
money, though.
I know, right? All right, let's go ahead and go over everything. We have kind of a complicated forecast as we move forward through not only tonight, but also going through the day on Thanksgiving. Right now, we're kind of ahead of the storm. We've been dealing with a very warm day, 75 degrees. Wind gusts about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Right now at Love Field, it is saying that there's about a 25-minute delay, so keep that in mind if you are traveling out of Love Field tonight. We're still watching for that cold front. It's well to the north and west still, but it will begin to trigger a few showers and a few rumbles of thunder as early as about 10 o'clock. Majority of this will be east of 35, east of Dallas-Fort Worth. Now, there will be a few showers and thunderstorms that trigger along the actual front later tonight that will sweep through parts of DFW. That's going to be after midnight, and that's going to be, here's 2 o'clock, starts to move out of Oklahoma, Longgate, and stretch through Dallas, Fort Worth, McKinney, also over to Rockwall, Forney, some of those locations. And then you've got a few isolated showers out ahead of that main line that continue for East Texas. By 4 o'clock in the morning, parts of DFW will already be clearing out. We're already saying bye to that rain. So the only way I think this is really going to impact you is if you have if you're leaving really early in the morning and you're going to drive south and east, or you're going to be driving straight east towards Shreveport, then you're going to run into some of this rainfall. But if you just wait, I mean, it's 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, we're going to be saying goodbye to that rain, and you won't have to worry about it. So then the rest of the day on Thanksgiving is just a shift in our weather pattern. So we're going to see some much cooler air in place, very windy, so secure those outdoor items, and we're going to be seeing some clearing skies. Plus, these temperatures that we're dealing with out there right now, yeah, they're going to be gone. Enjoy 77 right now in Mineral Wells, 73 in Decatur, 75 in Dallas, 76 in Corsicana, because here's where we're going to be later tonight. We're going to have a pretty wide range of temperatures. The cold air already filtering into the northwest edge, mid-40s, but then the warmer air to the south and east in the lower 60s. We're going to be kind of right in the middle there. Watch the temperatures as they move through the day, staying anywhere from the upper 50s to right around the 60-degree mark during peak heating. Then watch this. Going into early Black Friday, if you're going to get out there and go shopping, you better bundle up. Upper 20s to lower 30s. I do think most of us are going to stay in the lower 30s with Dallas-Fort Worth in the mid-30s to start off the day on Friday. But boy, is that a change from 77 degrees where some of you are right now. So a big shift ahead as we move into Friday. Friday will be dry. We'll see increasing clouds Saturday. Here's a look at Saturday's forecast. We have to watch a storm system that's going to pass just to the south of us. How far north that rain will reach, still in question, but we should plan for some light showers along and south of I-20 as we go into Saturday afternoon and evening. This will limit our warm up, and it will also bring more rainfall to spots like Houston and southeast Texas if you have plans to go there over the weekend. So we're watching for that as well, which you'll see in the 10-day. But let's go back over the forecast for tonight. We've got showers, a few thunderstorms possible. We're not talking about severe weather. 50 degrees as the overnight low tonight. Tomorrow, 57. See, we barely moved throughout the day. North winds 15 to 20. Rain in the morning, briefly, then clearing through the rest of the day. Let's jump to the weekend. You can see temperatures are going to stay in the lower 60s on Saturday, mid 60s on Sunday. Sunday will be dry. Then as we go into the next week, we're going to stay well above normal, upper 60s, lower 70s for most of the week. So we'll kick off the month of December on a warm note. Guys?
All right, thanks, Kalee.